In this video, we're going to go over the first paycheck for the month of May. This paycheck is going to be a little different because we have another source. Should I say source? I don't know. But my full-time job that I have in DMV gave me relocation assistance. It's after we already relocated, obviously, because we're here. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to break that down. The numbers are going to be way bigger, and I'm so grateful. So we're going to go over that. Another thing we got to chit chat about, you all, is the consistency of these videos. I've been having a lot of problems just trying to juggle life, okay, and paper by mo. So I'm thinking we're going to go down to one video a week. That's at minimum. And then when things happen, like I got to do a closeout for, what was that, April, all the different things. Um, every now and then I'll sporadically have another video. I know I'm trying to be consistent, but I want to just promise you all at least one video a week, and then we go from there. Okay. I'm thinking Wednesday because the middle of the week is great. You know, it's like halfway to the end, but also halfway away from Monday. I don't know. But if you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, go ahead, click that subscribe button and stay tuned. Okay, if you don't know, this right here is our budget planner. It is just a binder. That's all she is. But we just use her as a budget planner because there's literally no excuse. You know what I'm saying? No excuse. All the inserts are printed from paperbymo.com, so make sure you guys go check that out. Also, if you did not know, your girl posts weekly blogs, okay? I'm giving money advice, money tips, money trips, but also tricks, not trips. But also I'm sharing things that I've done, right? I talk about in my last blog about how, the interest, like how the interest really kills us because it takes a lot of our freaking money. And I gave an example with my car. So I decided to continuously, in order to cut that payment down quickly and get rid of it quickly, I decided to not just, let's say my payment was $400 a month. Instead, I would do $100 a week. Okay, equaling out still to that $400 a month and a little bit extra because I would do like a, not a car lift, but like a food service, right? I'm trying to think of what it's called. Not Uber Eats, but the other one. Anyways, moral of the story is go ahead and go check that out. It's paperbymo.com. It's literally the blog tab. Okay, so here we are in our budget planner. Here are our quarterly goals for 2025. Taking past exams, start new job, making $120,000 plus, that I love. And I actually really enjoy my job. It's usually the people, just being honest. And then move to new city. So those three things we've done. This is for the first quarter. For the second quarter, start a successful garden. I've started it. I should have put sustained. I need to be very intentional in my words because starting and sustaining are two different things. My goodness. Okay. Another one is find group/community of friends. That's kind of hard because I really don't have too much of a life. I'm working 45 hours a week now, being in leadership, and that's just kicking my butt. And then find place or / club to volunteer at with consistency. I want to get all of this done. I do. I'm just worried. But I will say this, even if I don't get this done within that quarter, delayed gratification, I'm going to get it done before 2025 is out. And that is my story, and I'm sticking to it. But this one, I could check her off, but I really should just cross this out and put sustain because my thumb, they say green thumbs, my thumb's black. So I do probably need to do another video this week, but because it's already Thursday, it probably won't happen. It might happen on the weekend. Your girl, yep, that's me. She needs to go ahead, okay, and close out April. I hate closing out a budget. If you don't know, well, now you know. Closing out budgets suck just because you just got to go through everything you did, and sometimes you didn't do the best, okay? So that's that. So we're going to go ahead and go over the first paycheck for May. Okay, so here is the paycheck budget. Again, all of these printables are available on paperbymo.com, darling. I did not have it in the binder just because I had just recently printed it, but that's okay. If you don't know, I do write sideways. So I try to get all the paper out, and I want to refer to the monthly budget just for one. I need it to write on, right? And for two, I want to refer to it because I like to make sure we're staying afloat in our monthly expenses, right? Um, I feel like that's a really good tip with budgeting. People say like, "Oh, can your budget change?" Of course, like new things happen every month, right? But you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. Okay, so just looking at the fixed expenses, because this is what I'm referring to when I say, we just want to make sure she's the same. So let's talk about the income, because this is the most important thing. So my husband and I, we do a zero-based budgeting, which basically means that we budget all of our money, so there's $0 left. When I say zero, I mean like zero, okay? Air quoting. Yes, we have money left in our account, but it's accounted for, right? And even if that's just a just in case money, it's still there. So what we're gonna do, we have that starting number. We're gonna put $0. Then we're gonna say Mo's full time, and then we're gonna say full time. I don't know why I wrote his out and not mine. That's so ugly. It's okay. So it was my husband. So let's talk about what I said in the beginning of the video. We had a relocation. Well, I had a relocation, like stipend or whatever you want to call it, with my job. So the amount to relocate, it was $15,000. Now this came with a year contract. So that means that I stay with the job for a year, $15,000, we're fine. If I don't stay with the job for a year, I have to pay them the $15,000 back. Now, this is what we agreed to. Now, when the taxes hit that is not what I received. So I want to share what I received total with my job, like my regular pay, and the like the $15,000 stipend. Do I want to call it stipend, relocation, or whatever, right? So usually what I get previously is like $2,800. But traditionally, if you have $2,800 and then you get the $15,000, it would be about $17,000, right? Now, net pay when I bring in is over $5,000. So that net, I was bringing in about $20,000. I'm trying to break down these numbers because I want you guys to see how ridiculous these taxes are. So it was about 20-something thousand. So we have $12,289.71 freaking cent. You're probably thinking like, oh, at least you got 10,000 from it. But remember, my checks are usually 2,800. Okay, so that means that it's less than even 10,000. But my husband and I decided to say $2,289.71 is income from myself, and then we'll say the $10,000 is attributed to we're just really rounding up here because we just need to, it makes life easier, right? So we're going to say the $10,000 is for like the stipend and the relocation, and that's how we're going to split this up. Why am I explaining this to you? I'm going to say my full-time budget or income, my husband's full-time income, and then we're just going to say relocation. Ooh, my handwriting is trash. Okay, so what, like I said, we're gonna just go ahead. I'm gonna curve this a little bit more so I can get a better grip. That's really say it's $2,289.71. $2,289.71. Okay, and then we're gonna say for relocation, we're gonna say $10,000. And then my husband's check, I'm putting it in budget. That's just because that's what we do first. But I have the actual numbers. I promise I wouldn't be this specific if I didn't actually have the actual numbers. So my husband's paycheck was $1,174.43. Okay, so we got the $12,289.71, and we're gonna plus $1,174.43. $1,174.43. Okay, so that is $13,464.14, which again, I'm genuinely grateful for. $13,464.14. All right. I don't know why I didn't write paycheck number 1. So we get paid, or I'm just going to put the 9th, because we say that we get paychecks on Friday, which that is when my husband get his paycheck. We can just see, like, you know, his pay stub or whatever. And same thing with myself. I do get paid on Thursdays though. So let's talk about these bills. If you didn't know, our bills did go up because we're now paying as my husband's student loans, because now everybody has to go back to paying their student loans, which is fine. We just need to get this off our back, okay? Off our back. So I split it up like rent and water/sewage, and I'm just gonna go ahead and keep doing that. I kind of didn't write that in my budget. So our rent is $1,545. Yes, we pay $1,545 in DMV area. We have a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom apartment. Tiny, cute. We lived in something similar like when we were in New Orleans, but we got a really good price, and I'm so grateful for that. But with apartment living is apartment living, everybody got neighbors. Okay, so I want to see. Oh, why did I put $1,545? You guys, am I tripping? I am so tripping. We clearly are not paying the whole $1,545 out of one check. If you didn't know, we do split our bills. And now I need to find some whiteout so we can get this show rolling. Okay, it's been a minute since I used this whiteout. Lately, I've just been scratching stuff off. That's just being lazy, if I'm being honest. Okay, so what I want to do is say $1,545, and I want to plus $105. That is $1,650. That's what my husband and I are assuming it's going to be all combined, but really it's fixed. The rent is fixed, but the water sewage is not. Life. So when we divide that by 2, it's going to be $825. So let me see, 105 divided by 2 is $5,250, and then 1,545 divided by 2. Okay, $772.50. Jeez, I made this difficult. $772.50, and then 105 divided by 2. That's gonna be $5,250. Okay, $5,250. I made this difficult. I don't know. Why did you do that? Okay, so that's the rent, that's the water and the sewage. Now we're gonna move on to our electricity. We thought that it was going to be cheaper here because it's a smaller apartment, but come to find out, we're just not too sure that that's actually going to be a thing for the electricity. So apparently a lot of people have complaints with the main electrical company that's in the DMV area, and we had one bill, and thus far I'm not pleased or happy, but it's a monopoly, right? Like, so what can you do? Okay, so our internet bill is $150. There's a phone bill that's $180. This is my mom's phone bill, and then my mom, myself, and my husband are on it. It's pretty high just for the 3 of us, but to be honest, I don't know. I see in between. I see some people that's like, oh my God, that's cheap. I pay $300-400. But I also realize that a lot of people, when it comes to their phone bill, they'll have different things. They'll have their watch, they'll have like a phone or a tablet. Like, they'll have so many devices. All we have on our phone bills is my husband's phone is paid off. My phone has a bill, and my mom's phone has a bill because was that last year? I think last January. Was it this? No, it wasn't this January. It was January 2024. I mean, time goes by freaking fast. So, I don't know. Okay, so then we have subscriptions. They're $22. This is our Hulu. That's like $1.99 or 99 cents, one of them. We got that Black Friday. This is the Apple Music, and then this is like Apple Storage. So the Apple Music is a family account. And one of you all gave me some pretty good advice. You were like, just because somebody has an Android doesn't mean that you can't use Apple Music. And so I was able to share our Apple Music account with some other family members who actually has an Android. So my student loan monthly payment is $197. And then my husband's student loan monthly payment is currently still $0. But my husband and I have just been seeing so many people like saying it hits their credit or whatever. So we're still going to go ahead and act like he still has his $200 and something payment. Granted, my student loans is way higher than his. So, that's interesting. Okay. And then, so we have car insurance. This is $176. Then we have life insurance. I like to just put life, but I'm going to put insurance as well. And this is $108.04. Then we have a gym. and that is $70 we paid for the both of us. I'm thinking that's about it. Okay, so let's go ahead and just do this math. So we got 772.50, okay, plus 52.50, okay, where am I? Plus 150 for electricity, plus 50 for internet, plus 180 for the phone, 22, 197. Why is this 250? Oh, my husband's loan, plus 250, plus 176, plus 108.04. Okay, and then plus 70. That is $2,028.04. That's a lot of money. And mind you, this doesn't even include all our bills because we only did our rent and water half. So $2,028.04. That's okay, because when we finally pay off the student loans or whatever the case may be, we'll get that off our back and we'll be better. Okay, so what I like to do is 2028. Let me just make sure I can read. What I like to do is read my handwriting. So we're going to go ahead and do $13,464.14. And then we're going to subtract 2028. It'll literally be 2028 soon. 2028.04. So that is $11,436.10. $11,436.10. We're going to move from fixed expenses to variable expenses, which some of those expenses are variable anyway because they change. Like electricity and water is definitely variable. But in this case, we're going to do food, my husband's gas for his car, my gas for my car, my husband's fund, and then my fund. Okay, so if you don't know, we try to do $400 a month, right, for our food, and we're trying to do it in cash. I'm not going to do cash in this video because we don't actually have the paychecks yet. I'm probably going to do it in like a reel or something like that, or like a short video. So we try to do $400 a month. Try to do it in cash because we realize that, wow, you know, we spend better when we actually have the cash. And then our fund, we also try to do in cash. So since it's $400 a month, we get paid twice. That means that we're just going to do $200. So when it comes to our gas, we do $30 per person. So 30 for my husband and then 30 for me. And that lasts us throughout the whole 2 weeks, if I'm being honest. Like, I still have a half a tank and we're about to get on to the next $30. So pretty good right now. And then when it comes to fun, I get 50 and my husband gets 50. And again, we like to keep that in cash. So when it comes to adding it up, we have 200, 300, because 50 and 50 is 100. So that's 300, 30, 60, $360. Okay. So now we're going to take $11,436.10 and we're going to subtract 360. Now we're going to get $11,076.10. Okay, $11,076.10. Now we are moving up to the savings, and this is where we're going to break down that extra $10,000 that we're accounting for, right? So here are our sections. So if you don't know, my husband and I are trying to save for a house down deposit. And let me show you real fast that one of our goals is, okay, student loans down to $50,000. That's a goal. But this one, save $50,000 for house down deposit, like for throughout the whole year, right? I made a post recently. We're at like 17,000. So we have a house goal. We do want to give to our IRA accounts. We haven't really been doing very good of a job actually contributing. So, you know, we gotta work on that. Then we have a goal of a sinking fund, but just kind of more so of a, we just made a goal. Okay, so what are we gonna give to our house? We decided to give our house fund $7,000. Okay, and then we decided to get my husband's IRA $500 and my IRA $500, and then we decided to get our sinking funds $1,000. So if you were here previously, my husband and I had a tax bill because of, I guess, our vending machine company did pretty decent, right? So we had a tax bill of $4,500. We had some of the money, but the other half of the money or portion of the money that we did not already have, we took from our sinking fund account. So I'm saying all this to say, here we are paying ourselves back. You gotta pay yourself. Okay. So 7, 8, 9, right? 7,000, 8,500 and 500, that's $9,000. So we're going to take that $11,076.10 and we're going to subtract 9,000. Now we have $2,076.10 left over. 276.10. Now we're going to come here to debt. Womp, womp, womp. So we got O student loan, and then we got Mo student loan, and then we have credit cards. So we're pretty decent on the credit cards as of this moment, but you know, I'm not going to bet any money on it. So what we're going to do is we're going to give each student loan $1,000. I feel like I'm just so pulled, right? Because I'm the type of person where I want to give everything my absolute all. But when you have so many goals and you have to divide it. You have to divide it amongst the goals. So maybe something gets 50% and then something gets 10% and another thing gets 15%, whatever the case may be. And I don't know, to be honest, I genuinely don't like it. Like, I'm an all or nothing type of girl. I love to give everything my full undivided attention. Like when I was paying off my car, I was not saving any money. I don't recommend it. It's just what I like to do. So I say this to say, I would love to just give all money to our housing account that we're trying to save to get $50,000. But realistically, we got these student loans and they're what? Gaining interest. They're catching up to us, okay? We're running and it's pulling us back. It's pulling us back. That's literally what having student loans and debt with high interest feels like. It's like you're running, okay? You're trying to go to the finish line and it has your shirt and it's just pulling you back. So to get a little less friction with the pulling us back, we're just going to give a little bit more money. I don't like it, but we're going to do it. Okay. So what we're going to do here, that's going to equal $2,076.10. That means we're going to have a remaining balance of $0. So much money. I am so grateful. I genuinely am thankful to God. I pray that I will keep my job for a year because I would hate to owe another person, you know what I mean, money. I'm grateful for the money. So devastated about them taxes. I'm not gonna lie, because I was like, oh, 15,000, maybe I'll get 12 or 13. I didn't even get 10 for real because my $2,000 checks usually a little higher, but I'm still blessed. My husband's so blessed. We're still blessed. We're still grateful. We're thankful, and we appreciate every dime we get. Honestly, and I was talking to my husband about this, like, just having money more than the bills is a blessing in itself. But even when I wasn't here, one thing I will say, and you know, take it if you like it or leave it if you don't, is that we have to build out the traits. Because if you don't have the traits when you don't have the money, when you get the money, you still not gonna know what to do with it. I hate when people say, "Oh, who needs to budget?" I got a lot of money coming in, and a lot of money can go out. Okay, it comes in, it goes out. I'm just saying. A lot of money went to our fixed expenses. It's $2,028.04. Hate that for us, but it is what it is, darling. I'm gonna go ahead and get us a highlighter. She's gonna be in cash. Like I said, I'm probably gonna do like a little reel or something. I'm trying to make sure I'm keeping Paper by Mo afloat with videos and little reels or TikToks or whatever in my blog, because I'm having a hard time. I am, but that's temporary, y'all. It is temporary. I gotta figure me out a new flow on how to work my full-time job as well as work Paper by Mo, because in reality, she's a job. She's not she doesn't pay me well, but Paper by Mo is a job. So I'm doing all I can. I think I'm going to pull a poll out, just basically asking you guys, okay, so I'm going to do 1 day a week. What's the best day a week that you guys think I should do a video? So I hope you guys enjoy this video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you on another video. Bye.